Hello everyone and welcome back to Genie Crafts. In today's video, we are going to introduce a new form of art on my channel, and this is also the first time that I am doing it. It's a very special form of quilling called on-edge quilling, wherein you don't actually create rolls of paper and all. You basically take strips of paper and you create design from them. So the two things that you need to start any design on edge quilling is first that you need a base on which you are going to stick your design, and also you need a design that you want to do. So for base, I'm going to use this 300 GSM watercolor paper as it has a very nice texture to it, and it's also thick enough to support the design nicely. So the first thing that you need to do is to transfer your design onto a trace paper, because obviously on the base on which you are going to do your on-edge quilling, you can't have pencil marks or pen marks. So you need to have embossing marks at the most so that you know where to place your strips, but definitely you can't have any pencil or pen marks. So transfer the design on the trace paper, and once you are done, then we'll start with the next step. This design that you see, I have taken the first letter of my brand, that is G for Genie Crafts, and I have created some very simple designs, very simple lines which I'll be able to follow, as this is my first time. So I try to keep it simple and not overly complex design. Also, you will notice that I'm only transferring the outline of my entire design and not the internal designs within the borders, because the design is simple and I'll be able to make it directly. But if you're not confident, you can transfer the entire design onto the trace paper. Next, you need to put your trace paper onto the base on which you're going to do the quilling, and clamp it at two corners so that it remains steady. And then you need to transfer the design onto the paper with the help of some embossing tool. Please note that I have not reversed the design, or I have not put the trace paper upside down. I have put the trace paper exactly as it was while I was tracing the design, because we don't want any pencil marks. Also for embossing, there are specific embossing and dotting tools that you can use, but since I have misplaced my embossing tool and I actually don't remember where I have kept it, so I'm going to use this knife which has a blunt plastic tip at the top, and this will nicely work as an embossing tool for me. So using that, I'm going to trace out the design onto my base so that I have groove marks on my base paper, as you can see on the screen right now. And now it's time to start the quilling, now that we have our borders ready. But for quilling, you need quilling strips, and for this kind of art, you can't actually go ahead with the regular quilling strips, because the paper of regular quilling strips is not that thick. For edge paper art or on edge quilling, you need a paper which is thick enough to support itself straight and not bend left and right. So for that, you need at least at the minimum 200 GSM paper, and the strips that I'm going to be using are almost 230 to 270 GSM paper. So what I'm going to do is that, using my paper cutting knife and scale, I'm going to cut 10 mm thick quilling strips, because I want to have certain height to this entire paper sculpture of quilling. So I'll use different colored papers and 10 mm thick strips for each of the colors, and I'll be preparing these strips on my own. But don't make your paper too thick, like it should not go beyond 270. 270 is also kind of stretching it. Keep it till 230 to 250 GSM papers and not more than that, because if it becomes too thick, then it becomes difficult to curve it or bend it as per design requirements. The first step in assembling the on-edge quilling design is to create the borders first, because once you have the border, it becomes very clear where to put rest of the design. Also, if this is your first attempt at doing on-edge quilling, do not try to create a continuous border. Wherever possible, break your designs into smaller pieces and then assemble it together. So like you see on the screen, I have taken out a small strip of the quilling paper, and I'm going to assemble that first. Once you have the correct size with you, the next step is to apply glue on the edge. Now this is a very crucial step, because this is where most of the mistakes are bound to happen. You might apply too much glue, you might apply too less glue, so these things are bound to happen. So a good way to apply the glue is to take out your glue on a flat surface. Also, if you see, you need a glue of thick consistency. That means it should dry out quickly. You should not have to hold the paper for too long before it adheres to the base. For this we use the regular white PVA glue, or you can also use fabric glue if you have it handy, because they dry out very quickly. Once you have taken out the glue in the form of a single line on that flat surface, the next thing that you need to do is that you need to dab your edge of the strip very lightly onto the glue. Just ensure that your edge gathers some glue from the flat surface. Do not dab too much, otherwise it is going to spread glue onto the sides of the paper, which you don't want. If in case it happens, you can gently remove it with the help of your finger, or you can also remove it with the help of spare clean cloth if you have it handy. So you can see that I am using different techniques to apply the glue. You can find out what techniques work best for you, but you have to apply glue only on the edge, and it's very thin, so I know it's difficult. It will take some time to get used to it. Once you have the glue applied, place your strip onto the embossing marks that you have on the base, the one which you traced earlier. Hold it steady for some time. If your glue is fast drying, then it will adhere very quickly, but if your glue is slow drying, then it might take some time. And then keep on tracing the design with the strip of paper, and keep out cutting the correct lengths of the paper, and keep on attaching them to the base till you complete the entire border. Also, when you are placing different parts together, ensure that the edges of two parts are just touching each other and not overlapping each other. The more precisely and more accurately you are going to place these different parts or different strips together, the more beautiful your artwork and more crisp it is going to look in the end. It will take some practice to put them precisely. In the start, it was also difficult for me before I got hold of how to place the strips together. Do not worry about connecting those two parts together. That can be done at the end once you have completed rest of your design. Now it's time to fill the design inside the border, and I have already prepared my quilling strip. So I am just going to follow the design that I prepared previously and going to place the strips accordingly on the quilling design that we have just created. Now that we have created the borders, it will be difficult to hold the strips with your hand and keep them in place while pasting. So now I'm going to hold the strips with the help of a forceps or tweezers, and it would help if you can get those curved tweezers if possible. If there are certain elements in your design which requires a curve or a curl, then you can do it with the help of a toothpick. The way to do it is that you hold your strip of paper between the toothpick and your thumb, and you drag it across. The more pressure you will put with your thumb, the greater the curl that you will get in the strip. The less pressure, the less curve that you are going to get. So use that and get a curl from your strip if there is such a design requirement, or if it's just a simple curve, then you can just curve the paper and paste it. You can always use a slotted quilling needle to do that, but in this video I'm not going to use any of the traditional quilling tools, because this is the only place where you will need those needles, and this step can be achieved with the help of a toothpick also. Now I will let you guys enjoy the time lapse of the entire assembly, or you can skip to the end to know about the last step of joining the border edges. Once you're done with rest of the design, now it's time to seal the border strips. So like I said in the beginning, whenever you're placing two border strips together, there will be some gap, some slight gap between them, so you need to seal them off with the help of the glue. So for that, take the glue either on a strip of paper or on your paper cutting blade, either way it will work, and then gently slide the blade down or slide the paper strip down between the space that is there between the two strips, and once it is there, you just gently push them together and stick it, and that's how you seal the strips together. So here's the result of all the hard work we have done so far, and I know while this has not come out as perfect, it has been very nice and very rewarding experience to work my first piece on edge paper quilling. There will be more tips and tricks that I'll be sharing with you as I practice this art more, and I will definitely be making few pieces for Easter also on this. So if you guys like this video, please do not hesitate to like and share this with your friends, and do subscribe to my channel for more videos on paper arts. And in case you have any questions that you would like to ask me about this on edge paper quilling, feel free to ask me, comment on the video, email me, whatever way you feel comfortable. And I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.